What's up, y'all? I'm back, and this is my non-spoiler review for Halloween Ends. So even though this movie is called Halloween Ends, Michael Myers is not who the central plot of this movie revolves around. I'll get to that in the spoiler review. But it does stay true to the timeline of Halloween 78, Halloween 2018, and so on and so forth as far as that plot line. So the movie actually takes place in 2023, 4 years after Halloween Kills, which takes place in 2019. But of course, Jamie Lee Curtis brings it as Laurie Strode, and her character is a character that is trying to heal over this past trauma of the last 40 years with Michael Myers being this boogeyman, and people think that she's a psycho and thinking that she's just as big of what's been going on in this town of Haddonfield as Michael Myers. Maybe she's the one who's the real monster. But everybody in the town of Haddonfield thinks that that whole Strode family is cursed because of Michael Myers. Me personally, I thought the entire city of Haddonfield was cursed, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, another central plot is the fact that Laurie is trying to cope with all the damage that's been done, and she's trying to put the past behind her. But it's hard to put 40 years worth of psychological damage and trauma and having your loved ones slaughtered around you to bed. And her granddaughter is trying to cope with this as well, because she has to live in the shadow of everything that's been going on with Laurie for the past 40 years. And she can't go around town without being judged either. That is, until she finds a new love interest. More on that in the spoiler review. And one thing that they have in common is the fact that they are both looked at as freaks. And as far as Michael Myers himself, he shows up in the movie in kind of a strange way. But then again, it would kind of make sense for him to show up the way he does. But once again, I'll get more into that in the spoiler review. But now for what we all came here for. If you want blood, guts, gratuitous violence, gore, and killing, it delivers. You get that. You maybe not to the degree of Halloween Kills, which I think that movie was the biggest body count. But yeah, if you're looking for blood, guts, and violence, then you're going to get what you came for. Especially in the last act of the movie, where the final showdown, quote unquote, like I said, I'm not going to get too much into spoilers, but the final showdown between Laurie and Michael Myers. And despite what the numerous trailers and promotions have all told you, this movie does not end the way you think it does. And the whole plot of the movie doesn't go the way you think it's going to go from the trailers. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but once you see it, you can be the judge. But I'll give the acting of this movie a 9 out of 10. The special effects, I'll give it an 8. The story, I'll probably give it a 6. There wasn't really much comedy or no chuckles or laughs in this movie either, but that's not what you're going to this movie for. But overall, I would give Halloween Ends a 7.5 out of 10. If you guys saw it, what do you think? Spoiler review coming up next. Halloween Ends spoiler review. If you have not seen this movie, do not watch this video, or if you don't care about spoilers, you've been warned. Here we go. So, as far as this movie going in a different direction, 85% of this movie's plot revolves around this new character, Corey. And the movie, ironically enough, starts with him babysitting on Halloween night. And the kid he's babysitting plays a prank on him, which unfortunately leads to the kid's death. And just as this freak accident happens, the kid's parents come right home from the Halloween party, and they pretty much witness their own son's demise. And Corey is pretty much suffering from PTSD because the kid's death was an accident. How he got off from this legally, I'll never know. White privilege, excuse me. But yeah. Now, the town knows about this, and they're all looking at him like he's some kind of monster. And the Strode family, Laurie and her granddaughter, are doing their best to adjust to this life without Michael Myers town. And try as she might, there's just some people who will not let Laurie forget. She's constantly reminded of the horror and all the bloodshed that has been going on around her. It's like, well, you may not be Michael Myers, but all these people have lost their lives due to Michael Myers. It's like, well, maybe you're the real monster. And Laurie's granddaughter is a survivor, and the whole town knows. And they're thinking, well, hey, maybe there's something wrong with her too. But guess what? She takes a liking to Corey. And as time goes on, she takes more and more of a liking to Corey. And Laurie is introduced to Corey, but she notices that there's something a tad bit off about him. And Corey, God bless him, he was constantly getting provoked by the people around town. And it's like, okay, if you want to treat me like a monster, I'll be that monster. Lo and behold, here comes Michael Myers. He sees the monster within him, which is why I think he spared his life. So, throughout the last 45 minutes to hour of the movie, Michael Myers and Corey go on a tag team killing spree. And Laurie finds this out and decides, I'm going to put a stop to this one way or the other. She tries to nip this in the bud with Corey, but Corey decides to end his own life if he can't have her granddaughter. And here enters Michael Myers for one final showdown. And Laurie decides this ends here. And as you expect, there's quite a few times when Michael Myers got the upper hand. But Laurie is a damn fighter. And she put it into Michael Myers once and for all. Of course, with the help of her granddaughter too. But it ends with Michael Myers pretty much being thrown in the trash compactor and him being ground up into bits. But the whole point of this movie was that evil never dies, it changes shape. And that was the one question that I've always had about Michael Myers throughout the series. Is he a mortal man? Is he human like us? Or is he something else? Is he supernatural? But it looks like he was mortal all along. But the whole point of the movie is that evil and Michael Myers could be any one of us. But that's my spoiler review in 3 minutes. What'd you guys think?